Hello, 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 hello. So, y'all know tonight's guest is 78 Chevy Boy. Uh, you guys have been really waiting for me to get him uh, on the show. Some of y'all missed because I have had him on the show before, and maybe y'all missed it. So this will be his second go round. So now you guys are actually the ones of y'all that didn't get to see it the first time live or have not had the opportunity to go back and watch that first show with him will get the opportunity to see me interview him live. So, couple housekeeping things. Y'all know I'm doing a 30-day hoodie challenge. So today is day 8 of the 30-day hoodie challenge, and today's hoodie is by Quality by Cool Customs. You guys know, hey there. You guys know that they did my custom headlights, which the young man who does them, he's a 16-year-old phenom. He does custom headlights. Y'all know the grill doctor is his father. They're a whole family of hustlers. The mom makes the merch and all these cool things. And my hoodies by them, and I also have a shirt by them. So that's that. Of course, y'all know today's show is sponsored by Impact Interior Materials. Y'all know if you need any type of interior materials, hit up Impact. I see 78 Chevy Boy just joined, so I'm gonna go ahead and get him on and we'll get started. Oh, I thought I saw him. Wait. Maybe I didn't. Let's see. You gonna have to comment because I don't see you to add you. Maybe so if you'll just comment or send a request, then I can go ahead and add you. But also, if you guys have missed any of the past episodes, make sure that you go click the link in my bio and subscribe to the YouTube channel. There you'll be able to catch up on past episodes. You'll be able to see a lot of different shorts that I have on YouTube, a lot of different just different things, car related, parts related, just different things like that. So let me see if I can get, oh, here he is. Hello.
Hey, what's going
How
on?
are you, young man?
I'm good. I'm good. Just getting in the house. My bad.
Yeah,
My
I
bad
figured.
for
I
my
said I was
tardiness.
gonna call you, but then I said, I realized you're an hour behind us because I'm on
Yeah,
Eastern time and you're on Central time. So I was like,
yeah.
let me just give him time to get situated, and I'll just do the little housekeeping things that I got to talk about. So, first of all, I want to tell you thank you so much for sitting down to answer the fans' questions and let us pick your brain and get in your business a little bit.
You welcome. You welcome. I'm gonna try to answer it to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'll start off with one of my questions and then I'll get right into the fans' questions, okay?
hmm
All right. So my question is, how did you get started being into cars?
Uh, really, it started because I was born and raised in Chicago till I was about 11. So during that time, man, my granddad for one, he had box Chevys. And then just seeing growing up there in the late 80s, early 90s, the dope boys had the old schools, the box Chevys and stuff. So that's when I fell in love. I still remember the same one. I used to remember coming up the block. I still remember it. That was my inspiration. So, I made it come true. But that's how it started in Chicago.
So the color combo or the play on your bot Chevy, that was it was inspired by one you saw when you were little.
No, not the color. It's just that LS box Chevy period. Because I
Mhm.
saw all type. They had all types of old schools up there, but it's just something about that LS that stood out, and I had to have one.
Yeah, because Chicago is they say Chicago's the box Chevy capital.
That's the capital. Ain't no doubt about it. Ain't no doubt about it. That's where my flavor come from up there.
So
Yeah.
what made you what gave you what gave you the idea for the color combo?
The one I have now, I ain't gonna lie, I've went through. It's like January will be 15 years I've owned the car, so I've had like 7 or 8 different sets of wheels on it, and I had Forgiatos that was brushed, and then I went to Rucci. I only had the Ruccis on there for like one day, and they were like a brush gold. So one reason I really it didn't pop with my color. So at the time, I was talking to Sandman, and so we was coming up. I was just gonna buy a set of brush wheels from him. I was gonna go back brush. So he actually asked me, like, you don't want to do like a copper or rose gold or something like that?
Right.
And I started thinking, I was like, man, they would switch it up a whole lot. And I was like, okay, let's roll with it. Because I was actually going to do a 26 at first. He even talked me into doing a 28. And once we got everything and put it back on the car, it came out better than I thought it was gonna come out. So now I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I'm stuck. It's gonna be hard to kind of beat that.
And you stuck with a 28?
No, I can always drop down to sixes because actually I had 28s first. No, I had sixes. I went up to eights. I dropped down to sixes and I went back up to eight. So my car's cut is a pretty clean cut. I can go either way, and you really won't tell the difference unless you just really a box Chevy guy.
Right.
hmm
So how long has it had those on it now?
I think this the fourth year. This the fourth year. hmm
You know, you inspire a lot of people with that box Chevy. You know, I
Yeah,
I hear nothing but positive when it comes to people mentioning your name,
man, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. I'm grateful for that.
especially in this car world. You know how these folks could be.
I promise you, I know. Even being the good guy that I am, I know and I have experienced some of them too.
One thing I really believe in on my page or on my show is I believe in giving people their flowers while they are here.
hmm
What I have to tell you is even today, right? I was up at Brent's shop and I said I gotta go. I gotta do my show tonight. I'm in there. He said, "Who you got tonight?" I said, "78 Chevy Boy." He said, "Oh, you got my boy Percy."
For real, that's what's up.
So anytime I mention your name or anytime your name is mentioned when I'm around,
hmm
um, I've never heard somebody say a bad word about you, and that speaks a lot to your character.
Yes, yes, it does.
Because that's that's that that's very rare among our people.
You right. You totally right. I agree with
So that in and of itself, for people to always just have positive things to say about you, I appreciate the fact that first of all, ever since the first time I ever spoke to you, reached out to you, anything,
you.
I can vouch for that because you've always only been just positive when it came to me. You would give me advice. You know what I mean? Like
hmm
it's not really. I was like, dang, this guy is just a good guy.
Yeah, yeah. It's rare. It's very rare. And I try not to brag or nothing like that. But I was just talking about it at the shop today. I'm a barber, so there's a few people in the shop, and I don't know where this came from, but I just told them I was like, man, I said I feel very good to know that I'm a good person. I don't mess over on nobody. I don't owe nobody nothing. I try to help much as I can. I said, man, I know I'm straight. I know I'm 100. You hear when people say, uh, man, he 100, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really 100. It ain't nothing you can change. If anybody say something bad about me, they hating or they lying. Probably both. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I just can't help it. I'm not a bad guy, and that ain't
right.
bragging. That ain't bragging.
Have you had that attitude all your life?
Um, pretty much, pretty much. I've always been a good guy. Like I've always been a good guy.
Because you
Yeah.
know when we young sometimes it's a little different.
No, when I was younger, I was still a good guy. Trust me, I've gotten into a little trouble here and there, but I can tell you this: I never spent a day in jail. I never been in the and I don't even know what the inside of a jail looked like. You know what I'm saying? So, but I have done little things that could have got me in jail, but I
Right,
was lucky.
right.
But nothing major though. But yeah, I pretty much had the same, been cool, calm, and collected all my life.
Well, that's definitely rare.
Yeah.
Because especially you left. So when you left Chicago, you moved to Memphis.
You know, I moved to Mississippi, down in the
Uh-huh.
Delta. My mom said she didn't want to raise me in the city because she just knew what I could get into. So she
Right.
moved me all the way where she was raised back in the country. So it was, I don't know if you ever heard of Greenwood, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like 15 miles south of Greenwood, Mississippi. And then I stayed there from 11 until I was 18. When I was 18, I moved to Memphis.
Okay. So
hmm
Memphis is rough.
Memphis, okay, I'm gonna put it to you like this. Memphis rough, just like Atlanta, just like Miami. But I'm telling you, it's how you move around. Same way. If I come to your city, and I get with someone, I'm hoping they know how to move around because I know y'all got the same crime we got. But when you looking at it, at another city, you think it's way worse than what it is. You know, because you in Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So man, you watch the news.
But
You know, yeah.
I'm from the murder capital of Florida, Jacksonville.
Oh, for
And
real.
I know how to move, but I move, I go where I gotta go and I go home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even no matter what side of town, like it's weird. You remember how like when we was young, you can count on certain parts of town to be, don't go over there.
Yep. Yep.
But now it's not like that. It's everywhere.
Yep. We've been talking about that. Like I said, I work at a barber shop. Every day we talking about subjects like that. Just today we were saying like you had certain parts of the neighbor of the city where you be like, man, I stay like here in Memphis. Just say back in the day when I first moved to Memphis, like you stayed in Cordova, man, Cordova was the spot where you wanted to try to get it, getting your first apartment and all that. But now I know people. I was cutting his hair today, and he was like, man, he's gone, man. Whole neighborhood shot, man. It ain't the same no more. It's like they done pushed all the crime ridden, the the people that was down closer to downtown and all that, because they regentrifying it now. So they
Hmm.
pushing those people out, and that's where they going out there. So I guess that's how what you saying in your city, like it's everywhere.
Right.
hmm
When I went to visit Belo, I said, am I safe over here? What y'all got going on?
Yeah, yeah, over there where Below is. Yeah, yeah, it's cool. We're in the east. I'm right around the corner from Below. So yeah, you was cool. You was cool.
Yeah. It didn't look sketchy, so I felt safe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah,
I
you was
went
cool.
I went they was going to a club not far from. I was like, hey man, listen, I don't know about this. I'm not from here.
Right.
And I did drive, so I had a certain level of protection with me, if you know what
Mhm.
I mean. So
Mhm.
if anything pop off, y'all just make sure my mama don't know where I'm at.
Right. Yeah. It's because it can happen now. Like you said, it can happen anywhere up here too. So all
Right.
the break-ins and man, the crime with these stolen cars and stuff, man, it's really getting ridiculous. Is it getting worse in y'all city too?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know
Luckily,
what
I
they.
don't live in the city. I
Mhm.
live out of the city, out of the
Yeah.
out on the outskirts of the city. So it's lucky. Like in my where I live, I could technically leave my door unlocked. I would never do that, but I
But you
could.
could, yeah.
So I'm lucky in that way. But it's the city. Like I remember, I wanted to be in the city, but now. you come to Atlanta, like it doesn't. You remember? I remember when I used to visit Atlanta and go to Buckhead. I wanted to go to Lenox Mall. Now
Hmm.
Lenox Mall just as bad as Greenbrier Mall. Like they be shooting over there, and
Yep.
so I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna just stay out the mall. I'm gonna order my stuff online.
Same here. Same here with the malls, like you just said. We got one called Wolf Chase. It's in Cordova. And that's the one you used to want to go to the Wolf Chase Mall. But now, like since the neighborhood has run down, it's
Right.
more it's like a lower scale. Like we don't even go to the mall no more. I had to go. My daughter turned 16, so she wanted some stuff airbrushed, and you can go to the mall to find that. But when we went, I was like, man, it looks so different. I hadn't been in there in years. And one thing that told me I knew I wouldn't be going no time sooner, they had a convenience store in the mall. You ever seen something like that?
Mm-mm.
Like your gas station type store?
Mm-hmm.
That it was in the mall. You can go in
Mm-mm.
there and get your beer and whatever you want in there. I was like,
I've never.
nah, man. Yeah,
Time to stay
so
out of
right, right. I'm just gonna order offline.
there. So
Yeah.
fast forward from the box Chevy. So now
Okay.
you got that bad piece of machinery, that truck.
Ain't
What
she
made you
bad?
want to get what made you want to get a truck after the box Chevy? Like, are you glutton for punishment? Because building these cars ain't
I promise you, it ain't. It's not. It's not for the weak. I can say that.
right.
It's not for the weak. But what made me get a truck? I ain't gonna lie. I've always liked trucks, and that particular truck I always like I like all of them, square body, even the 72 model. But I said, man, if I ever get one, I'm gonna get me an OBS. So I'm gonna tell you how I end up getting the OBS. I
Hmm.
really want that 75 vert, that dump.
Oh,
That's what I really want. At one point, I was about to sell my Chevy. Well, I thought I would. My wife wasn't going. I was gonna sell my Chevy and grab me a 75, but that didn't work out with her. So I was about to put some Wheelwood brakes on my Chevy. Had like they was in the cart about $2,800. So I was like, man, do I really need these brakes? Pay this much for some brakes? I said, man, I'll start me another project before I put that much money worth of brakes on my car and I don't need them. And that's how I end up buying that truck. I bought that truck not thinking this far down the line I should have just spent the 3,000. You feel me? Man, I should have just spent the 3,000 because I blew that budget.
man, that's a bad truck. That's a
Thank you.
bad. Listen, and I'm not even an OBS truck lover, right? Like
Hmm.
me, I like the square one. I
Yeah.
like the 80 models, the short beds. But seeing your truck, Grant truck, Quinn got a truck. It's a few. Oh, Big Lat
Big
truck,
black.
Doja
Hmm.
truck. It's a few of y'all with them OBS trucks. Now y'all doing y'all thing. It still don't make me want to buy one, but
Yeah.
y'all doing y'all thing.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It
Even
just
the box Chevys. I'm not even a box Chevy girl. Like to me, when I think about Chevys, I think of taxi cabs and police cars. Remember back in the
fine.
day?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You right though. You sure right.
But but y'all doing something like y'all doing some big. Those box Chevys are immaculate.
Appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
So I
Yeah.
gotta respect y'all for that.
Thank you. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Give them their props, even though that's not your type of car, but you know it's clean though. Still
Hmm.
give them their props. Thank you.
Monty be getting mad at me because I tell you, I say I'll never drive a box Chevy. That's
Yeah.
not my thing. He be
Yeah.
getting
Nah.
mad at me.
Nah. You gotta leave us alone.
Now, would you ever sell the box Chevy?
Right now, no, I don't plan on selling it. It's just it got so much like sentimental value now. Like I said, January will be. They say you arrive home. Uh, January will be 15 years. So actually, when I was really talking about selling it, that had to be about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. About 2 years ago, I was talking about selling it. So it's like when I told my wife and my daughter, it's like they were really like they ain't want to lose a family member.
Hmm.
It mean that much to everybody. Like, so I was like, nah, I ain't gonna sell it. I've been given a couple serious offers. A couple of your celebrities got in my inbox too. I'd rather not say. I don't be looking for clout. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But yeah, a couple celebrities got in my inbox, but it I don't want to sell it, and they still wasn't talking enough money for me anyway. So
So realistically, if you were to entertain an offer,
just an offer. You got to know the difference too. The
hmm,
difference between me putting my car up for sale because I want to
right,
sell it,
right.
and me not wanting to sell my car, but somebody might want it bad as me. It's those are two different prices.
Oh, they got to come with the bag.
Yeah, yeah, because it's not for sale. You gotta want it more than I do. So
They got to
whatever
make
my
you get out of it.
you gotta make me get out of it. It's just simple as that. And so which price you want?
I want the one to make you get out of it.
Okay, the one make me get out of it right now, it'll have to be somewhere around the 45. Somewhere
Well,
around the
that's less than what I thought you would say.
No, I try to be reasonable with people. I try to be reasonable. Well, about 45. About 45. Just to start entertaining. That'll let me know, like, man, he might be serious, you know what I'm saying? So I probably can
Right,
squeeze the 50 out of him or something, you know, so yeah.
right.
That's just a number. Because I know how the market is. It was real high at one moment, but now it's kind of easing back down. So now with what I'm about to do to my car, my next project I'm about to do, it'll probably go from 45 to about 60 or no, about 65, 65, 70, something like that. Like
So you have
less.
another car you're building now?
No. My Chevy.
Okay.
No, I'm finna I'm starting on another. I'm finna redo my whole drivetrain in there. So
Mm.
shout out to my guys. You know, Bag Talk and them box Chevy like Big and Felicia, man. You know, Sugar Man. All the Shot Town boys, man, and all my boys down here that's running with them junks. Like I'm to my power adder running. So it's about time I get me a little taste of that. So that's what's on the way next. My whole drivetrain finna get redone.
You gonna be racing?
No racing. I gave them an example the other day. I told them, man, I don't want to do no more than Bag Talk and Nava do.
Okay.
You see what they doing?
Right.
That's all I want to do. That's it. And I just want, it's something different. Like I've had that 5.3 in my car for January will be 6 years, and it's just a stock 5.3. So when I built my truck, I put a 6.0, put a cam in it. My truck now it'll turn up. My car won't turn up. So it's time for me to put something in my baby. So if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm finna do it. Like some nice horsepower for a person like me that's never had any horsepower. So
So you gonna sell the motor out of the one
hmm
that's in there now?
yeah. One thing about me, I don't have any problem. That's tell you how much of a good guy I am. I don't ever have any problem selling anything. I
Right.
actually got like 5 serious people that want to set up because I'm selling everything from the radiator all the way back, drive shaft, all the way back to the end of the drive, the rear end and everything. You can have everything. But
Wow.
yeah, so
Hmm.
I got 5 people that really want it. I got 2 people willing to put the money in my hand right now and told me just whenever I take the motor, I'll give it to them. I was like, it probably would be the summer before I even drop it in,
Right.
but they willing to give me the money right now. Then just wait. So it's coming out of there, KP.
That does say a lot about you as a person too.
Hmm
That they're just willing to go ahead and give you that type of money.
Yep, yep. Cause I'm a man of my word. It ain't going. I always have been. Ain't nothing gonna change about that.
I tell people all the time, it's a lot of things that you can get back, but once you dirty your face, that don't come back.
Yep,
No,
yep.
you can go broke and get more money. You can lose a car and get another car. You can lose virtually anything and get another.
Right.
But when your face is dirty,
Yep.
that's why I tell people you got to do good business.
You have to, cause uh, it's one of them. I think it was Judge Faith on Divorce Court or something. She used to always say something like she be saying like trust or what you saying like being a good business person. That trust can be lost in buckets, but to gain it'll be gained back in teardrops, in
Right.
drops.
Right.
So you can easily mess your name up, you know what I'm saying? But it'll take a while for you to build that reputation back up to let people know that you straight enough to deal with again.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I'm big on that. I'm big on exposing folks and everything.
I seen. I know.
Yeah, yeah, that ain't that because that ain't cool. You
Right.
know, and not doing it on no tough guy stuff. But I always say like, if you if you if you got something from a person, like you had a service, and I bought something from you, and I get on social media and praise you, man, I'll get with KP. Woo woo. I'm using a lot of energy to do that. So why when I do business with you and you don't take care of me, you don't take care of me, and you don't try to make it right once I address it with you, I'm gonna at least give you a chance to make it right. But if even if you don't try to make it right, then I get on social media and tell everybody about the whole situation, and I tell them don't shop with you. Am I wrong for that?
I don't think so. Because you
Yeah.
gave me the opportunity to make it right. The problem that I have, because I feel like everybody has flaws. It doesn't matter what kind of business you are, no matter what. Not many people give that Chick-fil-A service, I'll say. You get
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you give me the opportunity to make it right and I still don't make it right, then all bets are off.
That's the only that's the only time you will ever see me or hear about me exposing someone. If you made it right, I'm gonna always give you a chance to make it right. But if you don't make it right, it's open game. It's open season then. And I don't think I would be wrong because we should let people know to not fool with people like you. I'm a barber and a photographer. So anybody have any problems, I gotta make it right. If they run out and tell people, don't go to him, don't let him shoot your pictures, don't he'll mess your line up, don't go back, don't go to him. Bad business. I can't get mad because I did that.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So
So, I have a two-part question. What is your absolute favorite parts of the car culture or the car world? And then what is your absolute least favorite part of the car world?
of the car culture, man, I'm really about when I say connecting, never competing, just meeting people, building relationships, learning other people's, styles. Maybe I pick up on a lot of stuff from other people. That's what it's about to me. For me, the unity and people coming together. Like cars is just like sort of like music. It
Right.
don't matter. It don't matter no race, age, or whatever. Like it can be something from different nationalities, ages, sexual. You know what I'm saying? And it can bring you together. It can bring you together. We see that from all the car shows and stuff, man.
Right.
So women, children, and all out there, old people, it don't matter. So that's my favorite part about it. And it's funny. It's the cars got something to do with it, but it ain't even the cars for me. It's the
Right.
getting together and being in unity over that.
And your
So
least favorite part?
uh the haters, the
Right.
just the haters, and I say it don't even get to me no more. But and I know they come with the territory, but that's about the least thing I can say. And all this like beefing. So it kind of stems off the hating though, if
Right.
you look at it. So beefing and hating. Other than that, I love the car culture. I love it.
What do you feel like social media has done for the car world?
It has definitely it has made it better. It has made it better because back in the day, like when I was a youngster, we couldn't wait to buy Rise magazine or
Right.
when the Dunk Box Bubble when they made that magazine because that's
Right.
the only time we would have been able to see those cars. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then you know, unless it was on a video or something. So man, they done gave us these phones, and we can when the man put his wheels on, we can see it right now while he putting them on. Man, is that's a
Right.
good thing to me. It's a good thing to me. You know, it killed the magazine scene and that, but so just technology. You know, it had to die off with technology. But I love social media and the car culture. I do. It has made a good community too. Some bad, but more of a good community. It's like a big family reunion. You know, you get on here like especially on Facebook and the groups and all that. You know, it's better. It's better.
I know the evolution of social media now, but when you first started seeing cars on social media and on like videos and stuff, um, well, I'll give an example and then I'll let you talk because it may be the same thing. When I
Mhm.
first started seeing cars on videos, like on YouTube and on social media, I was like, oh man, I'll use you for example. I'd be like, man, 78 Chevy boy got a bad box.
Mhm.
Then I seen it in person
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was like, not yours per se, but
Yeah. 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 I know.
we,
I
we,
know.
we know. Like, we
Yeah.
never say the names,
Mhm.
but we know.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say the only time like that would like do something or make me feel some type of way only if this person has been bragging a lot about the car and just know that car is just superb. Then once you see, I'm talking about somebody that brags, not somebody that shows their car. You know, of course you're gonna show your car, but just bragging. Yeah. And then once you see it, like, man, I know you weren't doing all that, bro, and this is what you really got. You know, so but other than that, just you know, we might have some that we see and be like, man, that boy clean, man, but man, you know, on the camera, it's a little cleaner. It's a difference with those. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You'll say it pretty much, say it to yourself and keep on going. But you know the one we're gonna point out the one that you've been bragging now, bro. You've been bragging.
Listen,
Don't do that.
the first time that happened to me, and like you said, it was one of them people that was bragging. I was like, I know you lying.
Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
I know you is. That is not the same car I seen on that video.
Hmm.
That is right here in my eyesight.
Right, right. Yep. So, you know, like me, I know and I point out some of my flaws sometimes, like, cause I know my car got flaws. So whenever you see me posting something, believe me, I ain't bragging at all. But I think, and just not to brag, but once, you know, I can tell from the reaction I get by seeing people like it's a pretty clean car, you know what I'm saying? So when
Right,
you see it, you know, you will be satisfied. I don't think I get the, you know, the thumbs down.
right, right.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful car. I have to say, like I said, I'm not really about Chevy girl, but
Hmm.
but dealing with people who are about Chevy people, like even before Boost Doctor got his car painted. Like I had respect for a Boost Doctor or Mr. Hensley because
Yeah.
me, I was more on the racing
Race
side,
side.
not the pretty car side. And
Hmm.
then I got more introduced to the pretty box Chevy, so I had respect for you or Sugar Man or different, the guys up here with box Chevys in Georgia or the ones in Florida. So I respected him, especially being as close with Box Chevy World as I am.
Hmm.
He just drilled it in my head that okay, KP, we understand you're not a Box Chevy girl, but what you're not gonna do is talk down on us because we got some bad cars. So that made
Right.
me change the conversation when it came to the Box Chevy. So I respect them.
Right.
Like I said, we all know my standpoint on them, but I respect because I'm a
Right.
G body girl. I'm building a 86 SS T top.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we know that I'm a G body girl,
Right. Right.
and I grew up in Florida, which is the dunk capital.
Hmm.
So if it's a dunk or a G body, but I respect and I respect the fact that y'all um do the work that is necessary to to make the car's showroom floor. Like, I feel
Hmm.
like legitimately some of y'all could take y'all cars to Barrett Jackson. Now, would they give you the respect that you know what I mean that we give you out here? Maybe
Yeah.
not. You definitely gonna have to take them rims and some of that stuff off, but
Oh yeah.
y'all got like eat off the floor in your car type cars.
Penny ain't that clean. She ain't that clean. Not,
Not yet, but once you
not
you
yet.
finna get ready.
Not yet. Not yet. We working towards it though. We working towards it.
But when you first did it though, it was
Huh?
dead clean. When you first
Oh yeah.
did it.
Oh yeah, yeah. My car's still clean for what it is. Like my paint on my car, 10 years old. So it's just the things like that. Uh, it's the things like that that the car got so much clear on it. Like I never had it wet sand and buff. Like if I do that, it'll look like a whole nother. It's plenty of clear on it, and the way he painted my car, every time I wash it, I be like, man, I can wait. I can wait to wet sand it and buff it. So
Mhm.
that's one thing, and then you get your little nicks. I got touch up paint for that, so it like your car. It shows character to me, and I'm gonna give you a prime. I'm gonna give you a reason why I say that. Like you don't have to run. I didn't have to run and get. If I see a couple nicks, I'm getting the whole car painted over, right? I'm gonna tell you one of the reasons why my interior is not done right because my original seats still look so good, especially the other three. But if you look on my driver's seat, the piping is has worn the fabric off the piping, so you'll see it's white right there, right? I don't get that done on my car for a reason. It shows character, and the reason I say that, like, because I could have been had a full interior done. You know why? Because I just put a whole nother project together, and the money I put in that project, I can have turbos, supercharger, whatever I want, wheel woods, interior flush. But that just goes to show why I do certain things. I don't try to keep up with the trends and stuff. My interior is still factory because I want it factory. You know, so I just had to say that. It was on my mind.
So you talked a little bit about one that 75 that 75 vert. Is that your dream car, or if you have not already built your dream car, what is your dream car?
My ultimate dream car is a '57 Bel Air drop top. Believe it or not, I love those cars. But now, as of right now, where I am right now, and what I can do and how I can play, I know the '57 Bel Air I want is just out of my reach right now. But a '75 Vert is right up under it, and I can go get that right now if I want to. But
Hmm.
that dunk water is a whole lot of that water is way different. That water just different from some reason. And I don't think I'm ready to try. I can swim. I'm a big guy, but I can swim. But that's the foot. Like I know it's deep over there, and even that I can swim, like I'm just too far out. Ain't no land in sight. You feel me? So I'm gonna stay in my lane. That's what I'm gonna do.
It's really true when they say the dunk game is stressful.
Oh
It's
Lord.
really stressful. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not even personally building a dunk, but people call me for parts for dunks. And I'm friends with the dunk guys, the guys that get the dunk parts. When I found out like how much trim is, now, now Chevy trim costs a lot too. But when I
Hmm.
found out how just the trim, which is called the belt line trim, they go down the middle of the car.
Yep.
I said, that's how much just that trim costs.
Yep.
So by
Tell
the
you.
time you put all your trim on your car, you already trim and bumpers, you already out of 10
Easy.
or more.
Easy. Yeah. That's why I know a couple people with dunks. And of course we got the internet. But I know there's some water. Like I might as well try to get the Bel Air when it's over with. By the time it's done,
Right.
So yeah, that's some deep water. But my ultimate dream car to answer your question is a '57 Vert Bel Air.
Mm.
Yep,
It's a lot of guys up here got them.
I know, and I love them too, man. I love them cars, man. I be seeing them. I see them.
I'll keep an eye out for you. You never know. You
You
never
never
know
know.
what can happen.
So I keep my finger crossed. You never know.
You might hit the lottery tomorrow. You never know.
And I'm going. I promise you I'm getting one.
You're gonna get that and a dunk.
Man. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Got to have 'em. I got to have 'em. For real.
So, in reference to the car world, um, what's one thing that surprises you that we have evolved to this point in the car world?
Uh just one thing that surprises me, like going back when we was watching the magazines and stuff, the 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 way the cars used to sit up, like East Coast Riders. Okay,
Yeah,
take East Coast Riders or East Coast Rider video versus a Lenny J video. It's just totally different now, So it's just the culture itself. Like I never thought we'll be squatting this hard. I'm a squat. I'm a guy that I squat my I got my box Chevy sitting down like. But back then I never thought you can ever do that with these big wheels we got. Just everything. Back in the day, even with the horsepower. We used to see the old guys, the old heads that be racing the car, talking noise, but we know there's some real horsepower these days. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy and accessible. It's just the whole culture, the culture period, has surprised me. Yep.
you know what makes me super proud? 'Cause I don't really play on like race or religion or any of that thing, but I'm just so proud of my brothers spending this money, putting these cars together, getting the notoriety that y'all get. Like you
Mhm.
touched on it a little bit earlier, like some celebrities have hit you up and been like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah.
And it's all because of a car. Even some
Hmm.
of the stuff that has happened to me because of the cars. Um, I it's I love that for us. If that makes sense.
It make a lot of sense.
I love that people respect your bill so much that somebody that you may watch on TV or somebody that you may listen to on the radio has hit you up and been like, "Hey,
Yeah.
hey, what's up with the bot Chevy? You know what I mean?" That's
Hmm.
To me, that's just monumental and it's epic and it speaks to how we influence culture.
Hmm.
It's just amazing. I love that part. The part that I don't love so much is we could influence stuff so much in a positive way if we try. We
Right.
don't sometimes, like you said, you touched on the hate or you know, or the negativity. Um, we have such power to influence things in a positive way and uplift each other and support each other. And just sometimes I feel like we don't do that.
Yeah, we fail at it. We fail at that, but you got to look at the bright side. Like, so do we do at everything else. Like, it's always going to be that balance no matter what. Like, I had to accept that. Like, with just life, period, it's never going to be all good.
Right.
It's just never going to happen. So that's how we got to look at it. We got to bring all the positive energy that we can, right? I was talking about this because, I'm trying to bring back the culture around here. Me and a couple of guys, my boy Rock and a couple of other guys. But the more positivity you bring around, it's going to force the negative away anyway. Just say, negative people, right? They come around so much positivity, they're gonna feel out of place.
Right.
They just gonna feel out of place. So all we can just do is try to put that force field up and just try to push them away. That's all we can do because we ain't gonna never be able to get rid of them. Just try to push them further away.
Right.
That's what I think.
So your kids, would you like for them to want to build old school cars?
I would. I got a son. He 21, and man, that boy don't care nothing about no old school. I'm telling you, listen to me. I kept him at the car shows with me. He know about that back seat in the back of my Chevy right now. My son 21, so that meant I got that Chevy when he was 6. He's about 5 or 6 when I got it. So when I used to put him on the back seat, the like when you go to the gun range, the headphones,
Hmm.
I used to put a pair of those on his head when we ride around with the music on. That same set of earphones in the back in my trunk right now. I never took them out.
Wow.
But much as he used to be with me, man, that boy don't care nothing about no old school. I used to want him to get into it, but one thing with my kids, I don't force them to do anything. So if he
Right.
would have gravitated towards it, I know he's smaller than me, and I love G bodies, 79 Malibu or full limited, fully loaded, limited Regal. I would have loved to work on a project like that with him, but I don't. He ain't going. He ain't on it. So my daughter like that type of stuff. Would she ever want to build one on? She's 16. I doubt if she want to ever build one. But like now, we can go out there. I can tell her, come on, drive me around the block. She ready. I remember one time when I first got my swap done in my truck. So we turned off of this street onto another street. So I hit it. I hit it and swung it a little bit. I look over there thinking she might be scared. She looked at me and did like this. Like, I was like, man, this the
He was like,
one
let's
right
get
here. Yeah, she like, let's get it. For real. So yeah, if I'm the only one in the house that's really into the old school thing, but they support me though. They like what I do and let me do what I do. Just like my wife. I had my Chevy 15 years. How many times you think my wife been in my car?
not a lot.
I probably I'm gonna ask her, wife, wife. Out of the whole time I had the Chevy, how many times you think you rode in it with me somewhere? See, she say 3 or 4.
But what's amazing about it is though, you know, a lot of people don't have that supportive partner
Mm-hmm.
that will understand you going to Summit and spending, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like we talk about that all the time. I tell guys, even if your wife or and females, even if your husband ain't into cars and you are, as long as they support. If
Yeah.
they don't support, now that's not gonna be a good situation.
Yeah.
But if they support, it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah. Cause my wife, she's not crazy about car shows, but she will go to one. Like I went down, cause I did my own little tour this year. And one show I went to was in Pascagoula, Mississippi, which is down by the coast, by Biloxi, Mississippi. So 6 hour drive. Now I was going regardless if I had to go by myself.
Hmm.
She went with me for the weekend, and I was like, man, that's what's up. She a trooper. She's starting to come out a little more, and so it's probably growing on her a little bit, but for the most part, she don't care nothing about it. But them her babies out there, she don't want me to sell them. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Right. So they mean something to her.
So let's talk about the car show, Connecting, Never Competing. Where did
Yeah.
that idea come from? I wanted us to spend a little time on that before our hour is up.
Okay. I started saying connecting, never competing, and I don't know where it came from. Like I'm always coming up with just little some and just little sayings and stuff like that. Just and when I came up with it, it just stuck with me. Like man, I'm connecting. It was basically off of me, like building it off of how I am, man. I'd rather connect than compete. Meaning like bring more unity. Like far as because they be like, uh, you raced your truck at the truck show and that's competing, but it's a difference, man. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about this hating competing, not friendly competition. You see what I'm saying? Or just you taking your car to compete at a car show. That's different. You got to understand what I'm saying. All this hating, man. Let's unify versus what I'm saying the division. That's where they come from. And so after I just stuck with it, now I wear my own brand clothes. So, I wear it on my clothes and everything. and I'm always saying it or putting up this sign in my caption. So when I made the car show, I already knew that's what the name was gonna be, the Connecting Never Competing Car Show, because I do it for the culture, you know.
Right.
So I spoke it into existence. I spoke about I planned my show for a whole year, spoke about it, and I was letting people know this is not just for the urban car culture. I want this for everybody. I invited lifted trucks, the six folds and stuff, you know, the hydraulic cars. It
Right.
don't matter what you had, you know, old schools, new school, it didn't matter. Motorcycles, slingshots, and everything I just named was at my show.
Wow.
Everything I named that I spoke about was at my show. You had Asians, you had the Mexicans with the six folds, you had like a little Filipino couple I saw out there. And then I was looking back at the footage. I had shout out to Whip Paparazzi. He recorded the footage for my show, and he caught my trophy table some point throughout the day. Man, no lie, when I looked on there, it was a little old white lady with her hand behind her back, looking at the trophies like this. I was like, man, it looked like she was by herself. I said, man, that made me feel so good. I had accomplished what I visioned as far as a car show. So I bought all those coaches out, ages, people from all different states. Shout out to everybody that supported me. I had one guy, shout out to Steve Dinkins. Dinkins. This man came from Alaska. The man lived in Alaska. He didn't bring no whip, but him and his wife flew down here from Alaska to my show. Shout out to
Wow.
Steve. I hope he watching, man. What's up with you, homie? And I couldn't. I made him connect. I made him connect that day, and I feel good about it.
So we got it coming up again in 2023. Will this be the second or third year?
This will be the second one. Second.
Okay. So what's
Yeah.
the date on that for 2023?
The date on it is May 7th right now. May 7th. So it'll be one of the shows to kick off the car show season. You know, I got a couple people like, man, what about the weather, man, and all that? You know, May it can rain a lot. Okay, it can, but one thing you can't stop is God work, man. And
Right.
just a example, Wills by Wade show last year. His shows in June. It rained, got rained out. Good thing that boy got that support like that they still came out there. So you know what I'm saying. Then Velt Boy show was that was year before last, if I'm not mistaken. No, last year. Velt Boy show. We were there like we were there maybe 3 hours, maybe four. Got wiped out. I'm talking about soaking wet. I rode all the way to Memphis soaking wet. So it don't matter, man. I ain't even worried about the weather because what's gonna happen, gonna happen. You can't stop God work. May 7th, 2023, at the Lander Center in South Haven, Mississippi. One of the biggest car shows to ever hit the Mid South. Believe me, you don't want to miss it.
Right. One thing that you did touch on this year was a crazy year for races and car shows. Darn near every race and car show got rained
Yeah.
on this year. Darn near
Mm-hmm.
everyone. But
Yeah.
you did touch on the support when it came, because I remember seeing pictures from Will Spy Wade show of people I can't even find, I'm gonna send you the picture. But
Mm-hmm.
somebody was holding a trophy or something. Rain was just coming.
Yep.
It was such a beautiful picture, and it was so many people out there, and it was rain. I was there. It was raining. It was
Man,
raining. But he
that's
has so
that.
much support, and that's another thing that, like, when you keep your face card clean and you do right by people, people are just gonna come and support you regardless. And so that's why me, even if even if I know I can't be there or whatever, I'm gonna support you. And support don't always mean that you just gotta show up. Repost the man flyer.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Let other people know that support looks different for everybody.
Yep. You definitely right about that. And I learned that. I learned that doing my first show. I learned that, and I gotta say, man, I'm gonna say this while we on here. I always get that man his flowers. Wills by Wade, man, that's my boy. I rock with Will by Wade, and he helped me so much. Open book. I don't know how he is to everybody else, but there's my guy, and he helped me so much. Uh, to where I can't do nothing but just keep thanking him, and that's why I won't hide any information or ask. One of my homies on here, his name like a Oreo. He called me, asked me certain things. Rock came behind me with his first car show. He asked me certain things, and you can ask them. I ain't hide nothing, because it's enough out here for all of us. You know what I'm saying? So, and if they fool with you, they coming anyway. But
Mhm.
if I can help in any way, I'ma do it, man. So shout out to Wills by Way and others who I asked about, helping me with the car show. I can't forget them either. But shout out to everybody. But Wills by Way, hey, that was 75% of it. I promise
He's definitely like that. He's like that with me too. I love the fact that he really wants to see you win, so he treats it as such.
you. You really do.
So we have about 2 more minutes. Is there anything else that you want us to know, or you want your fans, followers, supporters, whatever you refer to your people as, anything else you want us to know?
Yeah. I call them supporters. I don't never. I try not to call them fans or subscribers or followers. They
Hmm.
supporters. You know what I'm saying? Because they rocking with what I'm doing. And now I don't have a whole lot, man. Just keep supporting. Spread the word for me on my social media, which is 78 Chevy Boy, Facebook, Percy Ward. Then you got YouTube. Make sure you follow YouTube. So just support and keep spreading the word, and I'm gonna keep on being real like I've been being.
Yeah. I can say that you've always been that way with me, and for that I am forever grateful. And I thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and answer my questions and let us get
Mm,
in your business a little bit. We did. I had a good time talking to you, so I appreciate you.
for sure. I appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you. Have a
All
good
right.
night.
All right, you too.
All right, guys. So that was 78 Chevy Boy. If you missed any of today's episode of Rides and Vibes, you could catch the replay on YouTube. You can do that by clicking the link in my bio. So the link in my bio is, of course, my channel is Rides and Vibes with KP. If you missed today's episode or any of the past episodes, make sure that you go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, thank you for those who purchased badges. I really appreciate it. And not for nothing, I wanted to tell you guys I really appreciate you tuning in week after week after week. We've been doing this show since 2019 now. So I don't take the fact that you guys take time out of your schedule to sit down and talk or listen to me talk to people lightly. Lastly, you guys said you wanted me to do the state of the culture every 3 months. So the new state of the culture is coming up this Friday, November 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will see you guys Friday for the State of the Culture and next Tuesday for another episode of Rise and Vibes. Thank you guys for tuning in, and everybody have an amazingly awesome rest of your day.